Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the last class, we stopped here and we'll go ahead from this point. Here you can see that we have written an equation BT. BT means threshold voltage. The small this thing. Whenever I'll be utilizing in this way small d, it means threshold voltage, right? If I use VT, then it is thermal voltage, which is 26 millivolt at 300 300 Kelvin. Okay, so until otherwise it is differently mentioned or said to you. So now here we have written an equation of threshold voltage Vt equals to VAB plus twice phi plus QD by COX, or Vt can also be written as Vt equals to Vt0 plus gamma into within parenthesis within bracket square bracket we have put square root of twice 5, that is mod of square root of twice 5 minus VBS or plus VSB minus square root of mod twice 5. Okay, this way we have written this equation in the last class. Vt equals to Vt0, that right hand portion, and we have also said gamma equals to square root of twice q n epsilon SI by COX. This also we have discussed. Now various terms are discussed here. What is VFB? VFB, the flat band voltage, is equals to phi ms minus QFC by COX. You are aware of COX. So phi ms is minus within parentheses Eg by twice q plus phi, and phi equals to Vt natural log of Na by Ni. See, if is a P MOSFET, then phi P, it is denoted by phi P equals to Vt natural log of Ni by Na. It is a negative quantity because Ni is much less than Na. Ni is what? Intrinsic concentration, carrier concentration. And Na and D, you know, I hope it's not a unknown things for you. Do you know or not? Na and D, etc.
Yes, sir. Donor acceptor concentration.
Donor and acceptor, etc. Okay, so natural log of Ni by Na is a negative, and hence to make it positive, of course, this is required. So phi f n for n MOSFET, phi f is as a positive quantity because Nd is much greater than Ni, and Qd is defined as square root of twice Q Na epsilon Si by mod of twice phi plus VSB. Okay, and if VSB is 0, what is VSB? Body to source voltage or source to body voltage. If that is 0, means body and source both are same potential, at same potential. Possibly for n MOSFET it is at ground potential. Okay, so if that is 0, then we denote QD as QD0, and obviously the equation is going to be this one, square root of twice Q n epsilon Si into twice 5. And equation of Ni is also known to you. If you can recall, it might have been taught in your electronic devices theory. Okay, square root of
Sir?
NC. Yes.
But in general, we keep VSB 0, right? We short them together.
We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it. Don't worry. Okay. In general, but sometimes in circuit it may not happen. We'll be discussing right now. Okay. Ni's equation equals to square root of NCNV e to the power minus Eg by twice KT. Okay. Eg, you know, energy gap, and KT, etc. K, Boltzmann constant, etc. You know, T is equal to temperature in Kelvin. So value of phi normally is minus 0.3 volt. Okay, for typical 0.25 micrometer CMOS process for P-type substrate. P-type substrate means it's going to be for this one or this one? Tell me. It is 5N or 5P? Quickly.
5P.
5P. Okay.
5N, sir, because we use P-type substrate in NMOS.
NMOSFET, yes. Good. So anyway, now further definition of each term is given in the next slide. You just try to. VFB is flat band voltage, as I said. QFC, so QFC is there here. What is that? The fixed charge due to imperfection or crystal discontinuities at the SiO2 interface. Where this exists in the MOSFET? This 5FC can occur. Fixed charge occurs. Where it is? Tell me where it is.
Between the gate and substrate.
Here is the gate, poly. So where, can you tell me where it is? Where this interface is? Where it is? Tell somebody.
Sir, just below the SiO2 layer.
Yes, this is the interface. So at the bottom, you have the Si, silicon P-type. You know, its covalent structure, how it is. If Si is here, then it will be shared with, you know, in this way, covalent band will be, because at the outside, you have 4 electrons in silicon. Yes or no? Outer orbit. So that will be finding, forming covalent bond with another 4 outside. This side will be having. Yes or no? But all of a sudden, this is inside the substrate, this area. But this is SiO2, some other material, SiO2. Oxygen is also coming here. So, of course, you have P-type, so some of the trivalent atom will be also there, of boron or so. So here, exactly same kind of bond will not be there. Some unsatisfied bond may be unsatisfied, or imperfection may be there, or discontinuities may be there at this crystal structure, at this interface. Do you agree or not? It may happen. And because of that, you'll have the fixed charge UFC. Then 5F is the bulk Fermi potential. Potential difference between, it is a potential difference between actual Fermi level in doped semiconductor and intrinsic Fermi level. Positive for N-type and negative for P-type semiconductors. Fermi level is the average energy level in the material. For intrinsic material, it is halfway between the valence band and conduction band. That you understand or not? Fermi level, where it is? See, this is more or less in intrinsic material, more or less in the Fermi level will be more or less in the middle of the energy. This is valence band E, B, E, C. Okay, it will be more or less at the center. If it is doped with pentavalent, then where Fermi level will go? It will move up. It will be somewhere underneath the conduction band. If it is P-type, doped with trivalent atom, it will move towards valence band, isn't it? So 5F, bulk Fermi potential, is the potential difference between actual Fermi level in doped semiconductor, and doped semiconductor may be two type, N-type or P-type, and intrinsic Fermi level. Intrinsic Fermi level is more or less at the center. So potential difference between these two. is 5. Is it understood? You might have studied it in ED. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 5ms is the work function difference between the gate material and the substrate. Gate material is what? Polysilicon, polysilicon, polyacid, and it is p-type. So work function difference between these two is going to be the 5ms. And Eg, energy gap of the silicon here. Eg is actually an electron volt, that is 1 Q into 1 volt. So Q's in 5ms gets cancelled. Here, if you see, 5ms equation is having Eg. Okay, and Eg is expressed as Q into, what is that? V. So Q gets cancelled. Basically, this is also voltage, this is also voltage. This term is also getting becoming voltage. So 5ms is in voltage. Okay, work function difference between the this material, and Eg is going to be voltage because that is getting energy gap it is, and in 5ms Q gets cancelled. Then QD depletion layer charge. What is that depletion layer? Tell me something, somebody quickly. Where the depletion layer exists and charge for that will be there. Tell where this depletion layer we're talking about. N plus. Once again, I am drawing. Tell quickly where the depletion layer will happen in this case of N MOSFET. QD where will exist? Where we are talking about?
Sir,
Location.
below QC.
Below QC. Somewhere you will have the inversion layer if you have sufficient gate voltage, gate to source voltage. That is if VGS is greater than VT. And underneath this region may be the depletion layer. And in this case, what kind of ion it will be? Depletion layer means it is an ion, mobile ion. What is that? Here. It is
Negative.
Positive.
It is somebody is telling positive, somebody is telling negative. Tell correctly. Think of and tell.
Sir, because it is N plus, the P side will be larger in size.
P-type substrate we have taken, and inversion layer is formed. Obviously, this gate material is connected to VGS. Okay, this is source, this is gate. So, what kind of ion depletion layer is formed? What is the charge? I mean, we are talking about the charge here. QD we are talking about. What? Tell. Positive ion. Somebody was telling positive. Somebody is negative. So you tell. See, think of and tell.
So since N plus is more highly doped, the negative ions on the P side will be larger or more dominant.
Yes, you are telling from source and drain point of view. Now I am telling the gate voltage you have applied. Gate voltage you have. Some voltage you have applied here. For that, inversion layer has been formed. Due to that gate voltage or vertical electrical field, what depletion layer has occurred here under the inversion layer? Harsh Tripathi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Throw some light. You are joining late.
Yes, sir. I was late today.
Don't be late. Tell me what I am asking.
Sir, negative layer before.
Yes, you are correct, because you have applied a positive voltage at the MOSFET it is. So positive gate voltage applied with respect to source. So positive charges have been deposited here. So holes will be pushed down. Holes has come down, leaving behind what? Negative ion. Okay. So negative depletion layer will be formed here. Okay. Somebody was telling that depletion layer for VDS, drain to source voltage, you have applied. Okay. For that, around, he was trying to tell around drain as well as little bit around source also there will be some depletion layer, even though it is not biased. Both side, N plus side and P side is all both sides are connected to ground, but due to concentration difference in concentration gradient, there will be diffusion and depletion layer will be formed, and here also depletion layer will be there. So in this case also, this side is positive and positive voltage is connected here, VTS is positive here, and this side is 0, but is connected to ground. So depletion layer has formed. That depletion layer will be mostly penetrating toward the lightly doped substrate side, and maybe a little bit this side, which is negligible in depth. Okay. So this side, what kind of ion will be there? Tell me. Harshvardhan?
Sir, positive, sir.
Sir, negative.
Negative, yes. Again, he's telling correctly because huge concentration is there of electrons in the N plus side. Those electrons will be no. Here what is happening? It is
reverse bias.
Reverse biased. This is the different case. Is the reverse biased. So negative terminal of the battery is trying to attract what? Holes, right? And this side positive terminal trying to attract the electrons from the N plus side. So what depletion layer will be around this side, substrate side 12. Think of and tell. We're talking about depletion layer, but what type? Say, this is nothing but your PN junction.
Sir, substrate side negative.
Bottom side, this side is grounded, and this side is positive terminal of the battery is connected. Okay.
VDD. This is N plus. This is similar or not? We are drawing in a different way so that it becomes easier. So it is reverse biased. So tell me.
Negative ions.
So since N side is more highly doped, the negative ions will be more on P side.
So my question is here I will write what ion? Positive ion or negative ion?
Negative ion.
Negative ion. Sure. Everybody agree? And right side is positive ion. Yes.
Yes.
Everybody agreeing? You have studied. See, this
yes,
side you have studied this thing. ED, electronic devices, and it has been taught. So anyway, we should not waste our time, but you understood that the QD we're talking about here, the depletion layer charge under the inversion layer. Now NI definition you all know, intrinsic carrier concentration. NC is the density of allowed states near the edge of the conduction band, and NV is the density of allowed states near the edge of the valence band, respectively. And gamma is the body effect coefficient we have discussed yesterday, and this was the equation. Okay. Now we want to use this equation, this part, right side. I mean, Vt equals to Vd0 plus gamma within bracket square root of mod of twice 5 minus VBS or plus PSB minus square root of twice 5 mod of twice 5. Okay. So let us see the application of this equation. Once you design a NAND gate, for example, 2-input NAND gate. See here, this is A input, this is B, A and B. The pull down in the pull down network, PDN, you have series connected N MOSFETs, right? So current may flow in this direction, and every MOSFET offers some resistance. Do you agree or not? Every MOSFET offers some resistance, and in the last class also you have seen in the channel you have the resistance, right? From this contact, source contact to drain contact, you are seeing here various resistance, RS, RD, RLDS, RCH, RLDD, etc. So current flowing through a resistance gives some voltage drop. So do you think that this point is going to be at zero potential? Because two resistances in series in this way.
No, sir. Yes. There will be a potential drop between.
Some potential will be developed there. Some potential will be developed there. The source of top N MOSFET here will not be at zero potential. One of you were telling that, sir, normally we put source and body at zero potential, right? Yes, we're asking me.
Yes, sir, it is me.
So are you understanding now that in a circuit, it may be that it is not at zero potential. Source of a MOSFET is not at zero potential. That depends on circuit configuration, what kind of circuit you are utilizing. Here we are saying only 2-input NAND gate. It could be 10-input NAND gate. So 10 N MOSFET will be in series. And all the sources of all the MOSFETs, N MOSFETs, except the bottom one, all the sources will be at some potential other than zero. Do you agree or not? Tell yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now let us yes, somebody was telling something?
Sir, but the bodies of all these MOSFETs will be
all the MOSFETs are at ground potential.
Okay. So VSB won't be.
Because body is what? Body is actually
substrate.
Holder of the all the MOSFETs kind of things. Are you understanding? It's a basement rather. On top of that, you have made the various houses, okay? But basement plinth on which you have fabricated the MOSFETs. And that body is grounded. So MOSFETs, in MOSFETs body is same. All the MOSFETs are housed in the same substrate. Similarly, all the MOSFETs are housed in a same N well. Okay. So in case of N MOSFET, it is grounded, body is grounded. In case of P MOSFET, the N well is connected to VDD. That is already discussed. So let us assume that the voltage developed between this point, source and drain, top MOSFET source and bottom N MOSFET's drain, denoted as node X. This node, suppose it is having a 0.2 volt, only 0.2 volt. It will not be too much, it will be less only, because MOSFETs offers very less resistance, okay, in its on state. So anyway, 0.2 volt is the voltage. So what is the VSB by the way? Or VBS, let me denote is at VBS. What is the VBS? Tell me. VBS is what? VB is?
It will be the potential at X.
VB minus VS? VB 0 minus 0.2 minus 0.2 volt. VBS is minus 0.2 volt or not? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Now, if this is minus 0.2 volt and you have here minus VBS, or I said plus VSB, it is all the same. So what is the value under this square root? And we have seen here, we have taken the twice 5 mod, that is 0.3, so 0.6 volt is here. And this is 0.2 volt, minus and minus plus, it has become plus. So altogether it is, under the square root, you get 0.8 volt. And after that, you have got minus 0.6 volt, this one I'm talking about. So what is the value within the parenthesis? Can you tell me? And that has to be multiplied with gamma. So if body and source of n MOSFET is not at the same potential, that is ground potential, then in this case ground potential, then Vt of n MOSFET is increasing or decreasing?
It will increase.
It will increase. So if you know the value of gamma, you can find out based on this, what will be the value? Square root of 0.8 minus square root of 0.6. How much value can anybody tell? It is going to be, and that has to be multiplied by gamma. So gamma into, I think, 0.12 or something, roughly.
Yes, sir. 0.119.
0.1 or something like that. Okay. So if we know the value of gamma, more or less we get the value. And here it is plus sign. So Vt is going to increase. So threshold voltage of this MOSFET is going to increase, top MOSFET, N MOSFET, compared to the bottom one. Bottom one is going to be Vt0 only. If Vt0 is 0.4 volt, it is remaining 0.4 volt. But the threshold voltage of the top MOSFET is going to increase. And if threshold voltage of MOSFET increases, what happens to the ID? ID equals to beta by 2 into VGS minus VT whole square in SAT, saturation region. This we have discussed, beta equal to mu1 CS W by L. So if VT increases, what will happen to the current?
Decreases.
Current will decrease. Current decreases means what? The output node which is connected with CL, actually not connected, it is by default.
Speed decreases.
Speed of the circuit decreases. Simply to say that. So the body effect reduces the circuit speed. Body effect, this is called body effect, and body effect reduces the circuit speed. Okay. And it is not good. But this is also advantageous if you consider the power consumption. Okay. Power consumption wise, if you go, you will see that earlier I have said that there are various leakage currents, out of which I sub is the major culprit. And I sub is given as I naught into VGS minus VT, then e to the power something, and e to the power eta VT. No, I'm not recollecting properly. It will be coming soon once again, but it is I sub equals to I0 into e to the power VGS minus VT divided by eta VT. Okay, and one term is there, multiplication, that is 1 minus e to the power VDS by VT. Okay, so here this is subthreshold leakage current, and if Vt increases, I'm putting up arrow to show that it is increasing. If increases, so I sub is exponentially dependent on threshold voltage, VGS, etc. Okay. So if Vt is increasing, what is happening to I sub? Tell me.
Decreases.
Decreases, and I sub, as I said, is culprit in leakage current. All the leakage current I said earlier, I think I was here somewhere in a diagram. Yeah, this red one is the major 2 to 3 order of magnitude higher than other leakage currents. Matlab thousands time more, 100 to 1000 time more than the gate leakage current or IGIDL or IJN, right? So you can understand that I sub is nothing but the drain to source current when the MOSFET is in off state, means gate voltage is 0, VGS is 0 or less than threshold voltage. During that time, the amount of current flowing from drain to source, that current is I sub, and it is not desirable because in off state, if current is passing, then your battery of the mobile or any portable gadgets will be drained out quickly, and you have to recharge again and again. Could you understand this point?
Yes, sir.
Is it understood why subthreshold leakage current is not good thing?
Yes.
How it is beneficial in case of series connected what is that 2 input NAND gate, or how the sometimes the body effect is beneficial?
Yes.
How the is it beneficial or not?
Yes, sir. Power consumption is less.
Power consumption, leakage power consumption, or static power consumption, or whole power consumption is less. So sometimes beneficial also. Circuit speed may be not good or reduced, but power consumption will be improved. So this is all about these 2 slides I wanted to talk. Now we'll talk about another phenomenon which is called channel length modulation. What is that? We have already discussed that if you are applying a VDS, there will be depletion layer around the drain region mainly. We can ignore this side. I have not drawn because it is very thin. Short side, the depletion very thin, so only the drain side is shown. So channel length of MOSFET is getting reduced. Effective channel length is becoming less than the actual channel length or drawn channel length. So what will happen to the current? Tell me.
It decreases.
Current will ID equals to beta. No, let me write full. Mu n C ox W by L into VGS minus VT whole square by 2. This is the saturation region current equation. Tell me now what will happen to, now L equals to L effective equals to L minus delta L, for example. Delta is the L is the depletion layer width. This width delta L around the N plus region in drain side. I have shown at this side it is all around. Okay, actually I am meaning here to here. Delta L. Tell me now what will happen to the current?
Increase. It will increase.
Current will increase, right? So if you increase the VDS further, what will happen? It will be wider. Depletion layer will be wider. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Further increase will be further widening, and hence what will happen? ID actually is going to be proportional to VDS, or in other words, ID is going to be controlled by VDS, drain to source voltage. Is it not happening? Indirectly, VDS is able to control the gate voltage. Drain current. Okay, so in ideal MOSFET, we draw the ID VDS plot as initially linear when VDS is very small, and afterwards it is constant in saturation region. This region from here, this region, this region is saturation. This side is linear. That we have seen diagram also earlier. So ideally, it is constant, independent of VDS. Ideally means when the MOSFET channel length is very large, say 20,000 nanometer or 20 micrometer. But in short channel MOSFETs, current is not actually saturating in this way, rather it is becoming like this, almost linearly increasing with VDS due to channel length modulation by VDS. VDS is modulating the channel length. You'll say that was there no depletion layer in a long channel MOSFET like 20 micrometer, 20,000 nanometer? Yes, it was there. This depletion layer width is very less, say around 5 nanometer. And compared to 20,000 nanometer, if you plus or minus 5 nanometer, it is not a big deal. Okay, channel length is not going to make any difference. But if your channel length is less than, nowadays 7 nanometer, but it is 20 plus minus 5 nanometer, there is a big things. Are you getting my point? This point is understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So for a short channel MOSFET, this channel modulation is very acute. Earlier also there was depletion layer, but compared to the whole channel length, which was large, 20,000 nanometer, it was ignorable. Its effect was ignorable. Okay, current was almost independent of the VDS. Nowadays it is not the case. So this effect to be understood, that it is called channel length modulation. So what is written here? Let us go through. Region between N and P with no carriers, width of depletion layer LD region grows with reverse bias. L effective is L minus LD. I have written delta L. Shorter L effective gives more current. IDS increases with VDS even in saturation, and this phenomenon is called the channel length modulation. Normally we'll call CLM in short, and is accounted for in the saturation model with the addition of a factor 1 plus lambda VDS. Means how we'll now write the equation 1 plus lambda VDS. Lambda VDS. This one is added. This term is added to capture this behavior of short channel MOSFET. It is called also secondary effect of the MOSFETs. Various secondary effects are there. We'll discuss few of them, like gate leakage. Not gate leakage. CLM, then velocity saturation, mobility degradation, and GIDL, DIBL, etc. are there. DIBL is another short channel effect. Then BT roll-off is another short channel effect or second order effect. Okay, so understood why it happens.
Yes, sir. But what is lambda, sir, in the equation?
Lambda VDS means small change in L. L was complete portion here, and this portion we are calling delta L, or not. Sorry, lambda means you're taking this one, no? This lambda
Yes,
is this lambda is what? This factor, TLM factor here. Okay, and how it is coming, we have described here. You can pay attention and understand. Delta was that small change in L. Based on that, we are deriving. Try to understand what is written here. The account for the dependence of the ID on VDS in saturation, we replace L in current equation and we put L minus delta L. Okay, L effect is that, and we'll put here instead of L, we are writing L minus delta L. And other things remaining same equation. How we are getting this equation that we are trying to write here. Okay, so next we are writing same thing here. Now W by L, L is taken common here. 1 minus delta L by L, other thing remaining same, and 1 upon mu and Cx. Then what we are doing? We are multiplying the numerator and denominator by 1 plus delta L by L, and in this what we are writing here, we are getting this term 1 minus delta L by L whole square. This you get or not? 1 minus delta L by L. This is happening or not?
Yes, sir.
This is simple algebra. Then this delta L, see here, delta L by L is much less than 1. And hence, this we are replacing with 1 only, this denominator. Okay, this is ignorable. And finally, we write this equation. W into 1 plus delta L by L divided by L, and other things remaining same both side. Then half mu and Cx W by L, this W and this L. And then we are putting within the parenthesis 1 plus this delta L by L. This is going correctly because L has come here. This L has come here. So 1 plus delta L by L into VDS. Same thing we are manipulating rather. And then if we assume that delta L is proportional to VDS, and it is, we have understood that if we increase the VDS reverse bias, then depletion layer width increases. So obviously it is that. So delta L can be written as lambda bar into VDS, where lambda bar is the process technology parameter. Your question is being answered here with the dimension micrometer per volt. Putting the value of delta L, we get ID equals to mu and Cx W by L into 1 plus lambda bar VDS by L. We just replaced the delta L, okay, by lambda bar VDS, and other things remaining same. Usually lambda bar by L, this one, or rather this thing is denoted by lambda. Okay, this 2 lambda bar by L is denoted by lambda with the dimension volt inverse. Hence, the above equation can be written as mu and Cx W by L by 2 VGS minus VT whole square, that is this term, and multiplied by 1 plus lambda VDS, because you have replaced lambda bar by L with lambda. It follows that lambda is a process technology parameter and is inversely proportional to the channel length. Yes or no? It is inversely proportional. Lambda is inversely proportional to length or not? You see this portion. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Ashtipati? So
yes,
it is a technology. It is a technology parameter. Now, one question. Further, you study and see whether we'll stop here or we'll continue. If you're not having class, then I will take another 5 minutes. See, the lambda is called the channel modulation factor. I was telling a factor. It is a factor lambda. It is gamma was body effect coefficient. Here, lambda is channel modulation factor. Okay, and the channeling modulation is depicted in this picture. See, earlier it was this way. Current was parallel to the x-axis. Now it is almost linearly increasing in the saturation region. And if all the plots you extrapolate, then they meet at a point where VDS is equal to minus VA. As the x-axis is VDS. VDS is minus VA. That point they meet. Okay. In the figure, if the straight lines ID